Copy. What's today? Today is May 18th. May 18th. It's Sunday, May 18th. And yesterday I visited New York City. Here we have the New York City skyline here, made out of Legos. And for a particular reason, I don't know, you saw the news, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't believe this ship. A ship hit the fucking bridge.
Yeah,
the bridge.
Crazy, dude.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It is reported to be a Mexican naval fleet type of boat. You know? And I'm like, damn, like what the hell? Like why are these people who we expect to be the top of the line, best trained in their jobs, doing that? You know, like, I mean, if it were a cargo ship, it would be a lot more drastic. Oh, but yeah, it'd be horrific, dude. Yeah. But you know, I can't believe that happened. I was there yesterday. Yeah. You know, imagine if I were on that bridge, fucking right, I would have had one hell of a story to tell. Holy shit. It's like, yo, I saw the sails coming in and I'm like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Fortunate enough, well, unfortunate for two lives. Two lives are lost. As of right now, it's still early. Everything's still developing. I think there's still some people in critical condition. But I'm glad to see that the bridge held up. For real. Do you remember the nightmare that happened like 14 months ago?
Where the bridge collapsed
in Baltimore. Yeah. And that was like absolutely horrific.
Yeah, I've been across that bridge a couple times.
I'm sorry?
I've been across that bridge a couple times.
Really?
Like going to Maryland. Yeah.
No shit, man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man. Six people lost their lives in that one. You know, 6 people lost their lives in that one.
Sad.
And 2 people have lost their lives as of right now for that ship. And it's just like, just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, was it a mechanical error? Was it?
Jeez, yeah. Like,
was the captain drinking?
Bridges don't just go down like that. Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Doesn't make sense. So we'll see. New developing story. We'll see how everything pans out, man. But I was glad to go to New York yesterday. I visited my grandma. I visited family. You know, I love family, bro. Yeah. And me personally, I've been feeling very out of sync with my family. Okay, just because I've been so busy and I got this and I got that going on. But it was really nice to go see my grandma, and I haven't seen her in forever. And she made like good food, bro. She had no idea I was coming. So when she saw me, she was she lit up. She was so happy, man. But you know, I had a fantastic time, man. Where are you from? Where are you born? I
was actually born in Florida, Albany, Florida. Yes. I've been around a lot. I was born in Albany, Florida. I don't remember much about being in there, like, you know what I mean? But I moved from there, I think, to maybe I would say Delaware, or it was New York, one of the two. And I've traveled from there to now.
Bouncing around.
Yeah, Allentown,
Respect, man. So Florida to Delaware to New York, man. I'm Pennsylvania, you know, like I was born in New York. I don't represent New York. Okay. I can't, bro. It's been second grade. I've moved up to Pennsylvania. No cap to my rap. I'm from Pennsylvania. Like, respectfully, Michael says he's from New York. No, you were born in Pennsylvania, right? He was born in Pennsylvania. New York? Okay. You're probably more New York than me though, on it, for real. He's got a big nose. Disrespect. I'm sorry. I love you, pal. I love you. That was completely uncalled for, guys. But please welcome to episode 140 of the Middleman Podcast, featuring my guy, Lil Shipuden, bro. Thanks for being here.
Sir.
Thanks for coming all the way from Allentown, man. You are one heck of an artist. Seemed like a really solid, great dude. I met you not too long ago, in March. I met you in March. And as a matter of fact, you know, I was working hand in hand with Mr. SYEKO.
Yes, sir.
For the Energy Showcase.
Yeah,
you know, guy. And you were there. Were you at the first one? I can't recall.
No, I was not at the first one. I was supposed to be, but job wouldn't let me have off, so I just was like, I'll make the next one. I'll make sure.
Just call out.
Should have played sick.
Hey, nonetheless, I mean, from the first experience to the second experience, you definitely got the better experience out of the two Synergy events, because, you know, SYEKO he did a diligent, great job his first time, but for us to be able to help him out in the second time was even like much better, bro. It just transcended. Sure. It did really, really well. And that Synergy Showcase, bro, you rocked the fucking crowd.
I had an amazing time.
Yeah, man.
It was awesome.
Rocked the crowd. But let's just talk about you as a person. Let's talk about everything that got you up to this point in the music, you know, because I know not much about you. You know?
So
from Florida.
Yeah, so I'm from Florida. The reason why I traveled a lot was through the foster care system. From like ages, I say 3, 4 to 7. I got adopted at 7 years old. So I've just been through a lot of foster care homes, a lot of agencies, therapists and stuff. Just just traveling a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until I found the right family, you know. But other than that, music was really what helped me like fill that like hole, that void, that like of like feeling alone and like fighting depressed, of like, you know, because you have different, like as you go from home to home, you meet new people and like you have friends, and then you just no longer have friends because like you're moving.
Yeah.
So it's like you have brothers or sisters, so called, that you have in the foster care system and the group homes, and then you just leave or they get adopted and you're still there, and it's like you never see those guys again. It's like you shared a memory, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
and at that age, at that young, you guys don't have cell phones.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't permit you that or anything like that.
Definitely not.
Have you ever like that's an experience that whenever I hear about it, it's like, wow, that is such a lifestyle that I have never experienced, you know, but it definitely builds a lot of character.
For sure.
It teaches you about life, because it sucks. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but you basically had to grow up on your own. Yeah. You had to learn what it is to be a man, what it is to, you know, the things that parents would teach you. You know, like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? You know, for ages 3 to 7, you're kind of figuring it out on your own. Yeah, yeah. Wow. And it's in a lot of places where like a lot of the families were good and a lot of families were like not so good. You know what I mean? And it comes with it, and you're not really heard until it shows. You know what I mean? And like that's what sucks about it. But you know, you live and learn. You learn a lot through it. So it's like it did teach me a lot, and like I have my faith in God. So like, you know what I mean? I know you know what I mean? He's got a plan for me. So. Did you find faith in, you know, any source of religion early on in your lifetime? I would say, yeah. Every foster home I went to kind of had the same Christianity beliefs and go to church type of vibes, even though outside of closed door, they might have been not so much that. So it kind of confused me on like, all right, they're going to church, taking me to church, but yeah, I'm in the basement only getting one meal a day. So what's I mean, that's not so godlike, you know what I mean? So it did kind of make me feel like, all right, what's going on? You know what I mean? But that's all about having faith and knowing that like everyone like goes through what they go through for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's a shame because, you know, I have heard of the foster system, you know, like definitely taking on more children for the benefit of the money. Money in it, the money aspect of it. And, you know, it's shitty to say, but they will portray and paint that picture of, you know, actually being a loving, caring family, being the family that, you know, will take in almost anyone and everyone, and they do great things. You know, as you said, to the public, they maybe have showed that they have a strong belief in family and Christianity and religion, but behind closed doors, it's not really like that. Yeah. And that right there is so shitty, because more than likely, obviously I don't know the family, more than likely that family was just taking it for the money. Yeah. Type shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you're there, you're going through those experiences, and you said you're not really heard too much. Like, how did you, I'm getting real personal with you. I hope you don't mind. No, it's all good. But how did you, like, you know, air out your grievances and get relocated to a different spot if you weren't content with where you were at? So basically you have like a caseworker that works with you as you go through the system, and she would have like checkups every now and again, and you also have like therapy sessions if you need it. So a lot of families would make it seem like clean the house right up, like get it all situated, because, you know, they don't do it like unannounced. So it was like, I wish, man. Yeah, why? Yeah. What are we doing here? Yeah, exactly. So how I really got heard was through schools, like just talking to teachers and building a connection with my teacher and letting them know like what's going on at home, and then they have helped out. So wow, man. Yeah, there's good people. Believe it or not, there's some good teachers out there. You know what I mean? I'm not being a big fan of school, but you know what I mean? Well, you know, with that being said, like I wasn't fortunate enough to have a father in my life. Okay. Yeah. He was alive. He just wasn't around, you know? So, for me, you know, that void of missing a father figure was filled by teachers. It was filled by teachers, countless teachers, man. Countless teachers that told me a lot about just being a stand-up individual, you know, a stand-up man, you know, one who can just be like respected. Yeah. You know, respect how to, something so monumental. Yeah. So little, I didn't know. Yeah. But someone taught me how to shake a man's hand, bro. I shook his hand, and my hand was like this. He said, "What is that? A dead fish?" Okay. And he was like, "You got to squeeze the man's hand. You got to, you know, whether it be man or woman, you You know, you got to shake their hand. It's a business meeting. You know, those are one of those things that definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, it's something so small, but definitely doesn't impact when first impression when you go to, you know what I mean, whatever you're doing.
They know you're a businessman. They know you stand on business based off that handshake. 1,000%, man. Yeah. So another real personal question: do you know your parents?
I don't. I do know I know my parents, but they're no longer around. So,
gotcha. Understood.
Yeah, I don't. I have adopted parents that I do still talk to every now and again, but my biological parents I have no more that I know of biological family that's like reached out or like blood related. You know what I mean?
Siblings. You know, you don't know if you have any siblings out there.
I do have a sister, but I don't know where she is. We got kind of split because she's older than me.
No,
so
you guys went in together?
Yeah, we went in together. But the thing is about foster, because a lot of families only want either a boy or they don't never really want two. And when you're young, like the little cute one, and she's already like in her teenage years, it's like we want him, but we don't really want her. So it's like they told us it would be better if we split. We would both find a family that way, and I think it went that way. But you know, I do this. That's one of the main reasons why I really.
Let me flip this 1 second.
No, you're good. Do music is just to potentially, you know what I mean? I blow up and she's like, oh,
and she'll find you again. Wow, man. That is insane, man. That is insane. Is there a way for you to go back into records and see? Is there anything like that?
I think like if I do like an ancestry.com or like some type of test, like people have been telling me to do that. I haven't done it yet, but like I definitely plan on. Why? Just out of nerves. I think nerves and just, I don't know. Yeah, that would be the main reason. Just, I don't know. I'm nervous. Like, I don't even know like my heritage or anything. And I want to do that as well. So it's like,
Dude,
I'm definitely
so much to know about you. You mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 24.
You're 24. Okay, 24. And this is the time of your life where you're figuring yourself out, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that is, you got to make sure. We got Dylan here, you know.
Yeah, my boy Dylan.
Dylan's in the background and he's vlogging some of this right now. Man, that needs to be an experience that should be vlogged. I would love to see that from you, man. And I'm sure one day when you're ready, you're going to take that step. You know? But right now, things are in motion. Things are set in motion. And you're making music and you have all these different sounds to your music. And I thoroughly enjoy your music because I would say you have 2 to 3 sounds of music that you put out.
Yeah, I agree.
That you put out, bro. And it's solid. Yeah, it's super solid.
I appreciate that.
It's, you know, you sing and you also rap and you can also turn up and you can also slow them down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's really, really dope. So let's talk about your music. You had said in foster care, music had helped you get through all these trials and tribulations. You were adopted at the age of 7. You stayed with that family all the way up to your adulthood? Yeah,
I stayed with that family all the way up until I was 18. Mm-hmm. You know, I wouldn't say necessarily I was a bad kid. I just made bad decisions. You know what I mean? And it filled and what I would like to elaborate on that, it was more of like, I always wanted to be cool and fit in. You know what I mean? And my dad always told me you're only as good as the company you keep. So like the cool kids weren't necessarily the cool kids. Yeah. If you were like in school, the cool kids are cool, but they're not really the locked in kids that are like, they want the clout, the attention. And it's
interesting where the most popular kid in your school is now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, where are they now?
Right. So that got me in trouble a lot, just trying to be cool and hang out with my friends and not listen to my parents or whatever. So I did end up like leaving at 18 from my adopted parents, and I moved in with my friend. Me and my mom really got into a huge argument, and I just kind of was like on the respect of, I don't want to keep putting her through this, and I do want to enjoy my life, but I don't know, maybe I made the wrong decision, but you know, I learned a lot. So, you know what I mean? It's all about learning from mistakes and just moving forward from it. So,
and you seem like you do learn, you know, from your mistakes, man, just from the character, you know, the guy who I'm speaking to right now, man, from hearing it through your music as well.
Yeah.
You know, you definitely gone through a lot. So you started making music when? How early?
I started making music towards the end of my junior year of high school.
Okay. And do you mind me asking who got you into it or why you got into it?
Yeah, I basically, when I was in middle school, like I would say my big break of popularity was going on to the morning announcements and freestyling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you freestyle?
I'm not the best, but yeah, I did freestyle.
We're dropping bars right here, right now. We did this the other day, bro. My bars were awful, but
we could do it. But yeah, so my friend, shout out Sweetness. He makes my beats now. He was two pencils. Nice. And we were in class doing authentic. It. And the teacher was like, oh, you should really go in the morning announcements to try something. But he's like, no cursing. So I'm like, I don't know if I could, like, you know what I mean? I'm with my boys, you know, we let whatever fly. But on the morning announcements, it's going to be hard to just think of things without cursing. But I ended up doing pretty good to where I walking around the hall, yo, you're the kid that freestyle. So I was like, it was like just like the attention that I was gaining was like, wow, I like this. Like, everyone like probably thinks I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Do you still have that video? Does anyone have that video?
I have no idea. I don't. Sometimes I wonder, like, do people remember it? But like, I know my friends do. They're like, bro, of course we remember it. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I wonder if like other kids, because like our school was pretty big. What was the
bar that you set in that freestyle, bro? What did your friends say? Do you know? Do you remember?
I think I used the teacher, whoever the teacher that I used his name in it. Like, I remember saying something about some number 2 pencil and us chilling out there. I don't really remember, but it was a vibe. It was a vibe. Like because I was just looking at things and trying to like think. Because I was like, all right, like I was nervous. You know what I mean? Like I agreed to it, but like the whole morning on the bus ride, stomach turning. Like, yo, I gotta go on the announcements in front of everybody. Like. I remember I barely paid attention to announcements, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, if I see a kid going up there about a freestyle, hold up, let me lock in and see what he's about to do. You know what I mean? So it was definitely, it was an experience. So
middle school, you're like in 6th, 7th grade around this time?
Yeah. This was like definitely 7th grade. Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I didn't like go home and like start making music, but I was in trouble a lot at home. So I didn't have a phone till like a later age, or like all I had was a TV, and my mom always used to make me read. And like, she would make me read and then like write about the book. And she would read what I wrote about the book. To like, it was like I don't know, just a teaching thing, I guess.
It was like a parenting thing.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
So I would get sidetracked and just start writing lyrics. So like, so I had a notebook full of just lyrics for a while, because that's how much trouble I was in. Yeah. Really, just like, and it was, my parents were very religious and strict. So it was like any little thing could be like a consequence.
Considered, maybe not the holiest thing, especially given the music.
Yeah.
So I could see that becoming a problem, right?
Yeah. I always like would watch, like MTV had the music videos, like the channel just with music just all day.
Prime time.
And my dad would come in and he's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you just watching music? Like you, and I was like, what does it do for you? And I was telling him like, nothing. It does nothing. I just like music. He's like, no, music is much more than just you liking music. It can change how you feel, your emotions. Like you could be happy, a song could come on, you could be completely sad. Like he's like, it's not. There's more to it than just you sitting here and listening to music. And like, I was trying to tell him like that. I just listening to music, but I thought deeper to what he said, and I was like, he's right. Like it's the way I feel. Like I was sitting there waiting for this one song to come on that they always play. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I always had a feel for music. Like it's always been around. So I didn't really start like getting in a studio and getting into booth until junior year, but music in it all, like writing lyrics and just freestyling with the guys at lunch, or chilling in the car and not knowing what to do, so put on a beat. You know what I mean? That's always been there. That's always been a vibe. Yeah.
Do you still have those books of, the notebooks?
I recently asked my mom, like not too long ago. She said she has them in a bin downstairs. She said she's gonna go through and see if she can get them back to me. I do want to see what they are. Maybe I could chop some stuff
piece stuff
together. Yeah, because like I like to think I was doing pretty good, but I mean, it could be.
Hey, you know what? Even at the very least, if it wasn't the best, right?
Yeah,
it still gives you the premise of what you were feeling back then, what you were experiencing, and now you could just tighten it up and make it.
Yeah, like proofread it and make it better now.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
That's gonna be really dope to go through, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Notebook after notebook after notebook. We had Crease Cooper here. Crease Cooper, he's been to jail, and he had mentioned that he had just like fucking pages, stacks and pages of shit.
Yeah.
And then like when they transferred him to one jail to the other jail, they threw out that whole stack of freaking freestyles, bro. Yeah. Unbelievable, man. But if you're able to get those back, that'd be pretty freaking dope, bro.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So junior year, you're starting to get into music. Was it always Lil Shipuden? Was that always the alias?
Yeah, I think I was Beat Guy. We were sitting in his room, and I'm like,
Beat Guy.
Yeah, Sweetness. His name is Sweetness, but he's always been into beats. Like he had a beat pad, computer, DJ, turntable. Since I've known him.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just always been into beat. He always has been the best, but now like top notch. Like I really enjoy it because I've seen him develop, and I've been there from the start. Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, but we were in his room one day, and I'm like, if I'm going to take this serious, I got to get a name. You know what I mean? He's Sweetness. Everyone knows that's Sweet. Yo, Sweet Jones, Sweetness. I'm like, yo, what can I be? And we're like lists and stuff. And I remember I was writing lyrics, and he was freestyling, and I was like, red in my eye like Sasuke or something. And I was like, yo, I'm Sasuke. And he was like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I can't do that. And I was like, well, what can I do? I could be Naruto. He's like, no, bro, like you got to be your own thing. I'm like, I don't know, but I love Naruto, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like Shippuden. You know what I mean? Like that's my favorite series out of the Naruto series. So I just felt like I took one P out of it and was like, hopefully I don't get copyrighted. And yeah, that's that.
It's been working out.
Yeah, it's been working. Yeah, everyone just calls me Puden for short. So,
I like that. Yeah. Lil Shipuden, man. It's a very unique name. I remember seeing it come across this Energy Showcase bill, and I'm like, Lil Shipuden, I want to see what this guy's doing, because let's just talk about that Synergy Showcase a little bit here. I was piecing together a lot of your guys' sets. Okay, like you guys would submit the tracks to DJ Dapper Don. Shout out DJ Dapper Don. He is he's
cool.
One dope dude, one great individual, man. But he's a little bit old, when I was like, yo, did you check your email? You check your email, stuff like that. He's like, yeah. And then I had to go and do all that shit, man. Wow, is that a headache? If you've never done that before, man, holy shit. We had 24 artists?
Yeah, I can
24
imagine.
artists, and people like switching songs in and out. Some songs would play, some songs wouldn't play. And it's like, oh man, that was a lot, man. But listening, I was definitely like previewing all the artists' tracks, because I was like, yo, I got the privilege of being able to hear all these guys who I've never heard before.
Yeah.
And the name Lil Shipuden, as well as the tracks that you were putting on there, bro, I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna rock the stage. He's gonna do a great job. So and then we met at the showcase.
Yep.
And it was funny because I kept calling you the wrong name. Like 2 or 3 times. I was like, yo, you're I forgot who I kept saying you were, bro. I was like, oh, you're this guy. You're that guy, right? You're this guy. Like, nah, I'm Puden. I'm out. My fault, dude. I'm so sorry. Yeah. But, even your attire that day really reflected love for, just Naruto or something like that. What'd you have? What was that rope that was hanging?
Yeah, I had, I honestly just, Instagram, I always see like ads of clothing brands. Once I like click on one, I just get flooded with them. But like, it's hard to trust because a lot of them, like, they're not real, or they're like, they're faking another. You got to find the actual account because they're just taking their stuff. So I found those on Instagram, and like I saw the rope and like how the pants are like kind of split, and I was like, oh yeah, this is my style. Like, I gotta get these, and like, I kind of try and always, every time I go to a show, just dress a little different, like kind of like dress to impress. You know what I mean? Kind of show like I do like the black clothing. That's kind of my vibe. But so that was the how I was flowing. Yeah, I just wanted to be comfortable and like, just show out a little bit.
It's a good marketing tactic. I'm gonna be completely honest and transparent. Lately, as of late, I've been making sure that people see me when I'm outside.
Yeah.
I just be wearing shit that's like, what is this guy wearing? Whether it be, did I have those visor glasses?
Yes.
Yeah. The party glasses.
Yeah, those are nice.
I wear those party glasses. Like, dude, those aren't like regular glasses that you should wear every day, but I wear them every day. You're going to see me coming, bro. And it's like, it's one of those things is we got to make sure that people see us when we're out there, especially, in that room, in that showcase. And that showcase, SYEKO had put it on. And, there was a grand prize for whoever had the best performance of the night. You know? But leading up to your performance, because you were late in the show.
Yeah, I was like second last.
Yeah, you were there. You were observing all the artists performing, bro. What was your take of this Energy Showcase? What did you enjoy?
It was lit. It was really fun. I had a great time. I was also shooting a music video. The whole time. So I was trying to have all the artists just come in the video and just, just vibe out with me. So I had a blast. I'm not gonna lie. And when I first got there, I was like, it seemed like things were flowing really quickly. So I was like, dang, like, are my people going to make it? Am I going to go sooner? But Jake, he was like, nah, bro, I got it. I was like, I trust you. And he had it. So I was like, word, it all worked out really well.
It was such a stressful night, man. My boy SYEKO, Jake, like, we had the radios and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
I was up top. We got Steez down in the engineering room. We got freaking, because basically at one point we had a little bit of a scheduling issue. Because, we had someone who didn't show up or something.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, you mentioned, is the show going a little bit fast? Well, we had to make some plays on the fly, bro. And I'm like, I remember they were talking on the radio like for a minute, right? And I'm like, yo, can you guys just call each other? Come to find out, they were in the same room while they were talking on the radio. From what I heard, bro, they were in the same room. I'm like, yo, that's insane. They're in the same room talking about this. But I remember telling them, like, yo, I said, I need a decision. Let me know. Like, what are we doing here? Because at the end of the day, man, that was all SYEKO, man. Like, he was calling us shots. We wanted to make sure that it was up to him at the end of the day. Whatever you say goes, brother. Like, this is your show. You got all these people here, rock out. And you work with a handful of artists who were on that bill.
Yeah.
Shout out Rarely Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Shout out Alien Sue. Yeah. Shout out SYEKO. Is there anyone else I'm missing?
Jet Ski Chamberlain. Yeah, that's my boy. Might be missing. I might be missing a couple more, but like I met Mobby and them. Those guys. Everyone I met there was pretty cool because I ended up winning the showcase. So everyone like showed love and was like, yo, congrats. And that was just amazing to me because I didn't expect to win. My main goal there was, let's get this a tough video. Like, I keep telling everyone, like, my toe cramped up like 3 minutes into my performance.
No way, really?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. It just started cramping. I look back, I'm like, all right, let's just keep going. You know what I mean? But it was a good time. Like, everyone there like showed love, and that's what I like about it. That no artists there were trying to be on some competition or I was in the crowd most of the time, you know what I mean? Like, didn't even know the guy, you know what I mean? Let's turn up. Yeah, who cares? Like, it doesn't show love, because when you show love and what you give out is what you're going to give. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's all about making a name for yourself and trying to mark, because you know what I mean? We're all local. We're all around the same area. Let's try and get to the finish line together. You know what I mean? So
through that experience, like, did you ended up meeting a bunch more artists? Like, are you guys working on collaborations in the future?
Yeah. Like TBG, their whole group, Gabe, I thought he rocked out pretty hard. So I definitely tapped in with him, or he sent me an open. I sent him an open. So we got 2 songs working on right now. One of their members also just recently reached out. So
Mr. Millie Bev. Bev was tough.
Yeah, Millie was nice.
Brizio was tough. Brizio.
Yeah.
Tough, man.
Yeah.
And he was one of the guys who I definitely thought was probably had one of the top performances as well as you. You know, in my opinion, we're going to exclude SYEKO because he was running the event. Obviously, he's got one of the better performances because everyone came there. He's a
headliner. Yeah.
Exactly. But I will say the top 3 are definitely going to be you, Millie Bev, and Brizio, in my opinion. In my opinion. Obviously, everyone has a different taste in music. Jet Ski Chamberlain, that guy.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met him, I was like, I've wanted to meet you because I'm like, what a fucking name that is. It was like, holy shit. Yeah. But out of all these artists who you worked with, who's the one that you've been working with the longest?
I would really say Jet Ski Chamberlain and SYEKO.
Yeah.
We all are like in the UVT, our main group. So
what is that main group?
UVT is us versus them from high school, junior year. That's our group. UVT, it's me, SYEKO, Jet Ski Chamberlain, Kid O'Nell, Nemo, and Rarely Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And Rare is also one of the guys that I've worked with a long time. I can't forget because he's best friends with Sweetness. So he's always been there with the beats. And he's the one that was actually dropping music when we were in high school, like kind of motivating, like, yo, I should do this. So we kind of had a group in high school. And I mean, we still have a group now. It's just, we're kind of branching off as you get older, you know what I mean? Different jobs. Yeah. We have our own catalogs, but we also have that main UVT catalog to where we have projects where you got a song with 7 of us on it, or all 4 of us, or switching it out, three of us, and the beat switches halfway because this guy knows how to rock out on this beat. So you know what I mean? Our group is very versatile, like, you know what I mean?
And where are those tracks? I'm sure they have.
Yeah, we have our own like Apple Music, out of Spotify, like just UVT. If you look up,
shit.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, we have 3 albums out right now. Volume 1, 2, and 3.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Definitely got to check them out. There
UVT.
UVT,
that is awesome,
us versus them.
So like, who started it? Who are the original members of UVT?
The original members were Jetski, Kid O'Neill, who was at the show showing support, and Zach, he no longer makes music, kind of faded out with him. We don't really talk to him anymore. He's actually has his own clothing brand that's doing really good. So shout out him.
Shout out Zach.
Yeah, but those were the guys in high school that were making music. It was cool. I played basketball in high school.
Okay.
So they also played ball.
You a guard?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Point?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So I would go to the park, see these guys. We all have mutual friends, and then they would be like, "Oh, we're going to the stew." I'm like, I mean, I don't make music, but I do be writing, like, you know what I mean? Because so you know what? Let me go and see what the vibes are. And we were in the car before the stew, and they're playing beats. And you know, like I said, I've done this with my friends before. They're on their same vibe. So they hear me, and they're like, "Bro, come make a song with us." And I'm like, okay, like, why not? And like that one day led into like 3 weeks of nonstop going to their house, making music with them where they go. And they're like, "You want to be in the group?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, bro." Like,
that's awesome.
I'm in.
UVT, us versus them.
Yeah.
Us versus them. I'm about to check that out, man. That's really dope, man. I'm glad that you know, given the background of your livelihood growing up, you know, losing brothers, losing sisters, stuff like that, and being able to, you mind me asking what high school you went to?
Parkland High School.
Okay, Parkland.
Yep.
Being able to go to Parkland, meeting all these guys, finding similar interests, and here you guys are years later. Like at least like, what are you, 18 when you graduate? So you're 24 now. Let's do some quick math here. 6 years later, right?
Yeah.
All right. 6 years later, and you know, you guys are definitely transcending and doing your own thing, and everyone has a very unique sound. And I think it's just really cool, the camaraderie between all you guys. You know,
for sure,
showing love amongst each other in the music and stuff like that. Because I had mentioned the other day on the podcast that the support within the hip hop community is strong.
Yes.
You know, you guys are all very strong, closely intertwined with each other, and
sure,
respect the shit out of each other, you know? So that's really dope, man. Good for you to do that. And you had mentioned you were making a music video during that Synergy showcase.
Yes.
And I have seen that music video. That music video is tough. Who shot the video?
Scum, Low Key the Vision. I don't know if you know Low Key the Vision or not.
I haven't met him. Was he the one with the camcorder?
Yeah.
Dude, that camera shocked me. Okay, like just the way it looked, right? It's like very, no disrespect, it just looks like a low budget camera. Okay, but it produced great work. You know, I was like, what is he doing? Like, what is this guy doing? He had like a little flashlight on it too. Very minimalistic, you know, things to work with. But man, oh man, did he produce a really great
nuts
video there, you know? So you guys did the music video for Phases, correct?
Yes, correct.
Phases. And that is one of those songs that, how would I describe that song? It's just guitar heavy. It's very singing vibes, stuff like that. And I love that shit, bro. I love that shit from you. I think it sounds really good. You have a handful of songs that I added to my playlist this morning that I was coming across. I'm like, oh, okay, this shit's a pop. Oh, this is really dope, man.
I appreciate it.
Phases, that song. Let's talk about Phases. Let's talk about that music video. If you guys haven't seen it, is it available on YouTube? Because I only saw it on social media.
Yeah, I'm gatekeeping it right now for a little bit. Okay. I got, like, me and Scum have been locked in for since that video. We've done about 4 videos. So what I plan on doing is dropping an album and then doing a rollout with all those videos, so you guys can kind of like just to be continued, coming soon. What's next? Like, you know, you could just, it's kind of like you're watching a show. Like, you'll just keep watching them.
You just previewed a song this week. Did
yeah,
you not?
Yeah,
in front of a gas station. What song was that?
Yeah, that's a song I actually got collabed with Suflex, his boy
Alien Sue.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about this song is Sue's on live previewing this song.
Okay.
He's rocking out. I'm like, yo, this beat sounds familiar. I go on my phone and I'm like, yo, literally a week prior, me and Nell had hopped on that exact beat. It's a YouTube beat.
Oh.
And I'm like, I joined Sue's live and I'm like, bro, I gotta send you this, because if we just mash these two together, it'll be a banger. He's like, bro, send it to me. We'll do it. He gets off a live. I'm like, all right, bet. He get off a live. He finished the song. I send him it. Later that night, he goes, bro, let me show you. He sends it back. I'm like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I envisioned. He just put it together. So that was that gas station video. I did my little snippet, and he actually, like, prior, like probably like a month in advance. He did a snippet to that song.
What is the name of that song? Is it titled yet?
I named it when I did it with just me and Nell. It was called Where's Perry? Because in the beginning I did like the like that a lot in the beginning. So I was like, we always name our songs name. They're never the actual name that the file is when we go to drop it, which makes it a little hard to find when you go to have a show and someone's like, yeah, send me the file to Phases, and I named it Where's Perry, or named it some other goofy stuff. So it's like that I should stop doing it, but. But at the time, when Jake's always like, "Oh, what do you want to name this?" I'm like, I don't care. And then he'll say something funny. Name it that. You know what I mean? So yeah, whatever. So, but yeah, that was fun. We actually pulled up to that gas station to shoot outside of the gas station, and the guy in there was just so friendly. He was like, "You guys want anything fresh? Let me know."
Very
and I'm
cool.
like, "Yo, he would definitely let us shoot in here." Like, he's like, "I'm a businessman. You got anything for me?" Just gave him $100. He's like, all right, shook my hand. You guys can shoot inside of here. So I'm like, oh, this is lit. But we only had our phones. So I just did a little content video. But he gave me his number. So I'm going to pull up with Scum and shoot an actual music video in a gas station. Like, I think that's cool. You know what I mean? It's not many. You don't really get allowed to do like videos in gas stations. Or I shot one with Jake in the mall, like in Zoomies.
I saw that one. That is what song is that one? That one is, because I wrote it on my phone here. Small Circle Free. No, it's not Small Circle. It sounds
the Get Back.
The Get Back.
The Get Back. Yeah.
The Get Back. That one was really dope.
Yeah, a lot of people really like that one.
It looked like the mall was closed.
Yeah.
Like you guys were in there. The effects were really dope. I know that there was at one point where you said the stars in the sky, and someone, the guy who was recording, made a star effect on the glass in the top.
Yeah.
You know, so that shit was really dope. I really like that. And that music video, like, shit, man. Cell phone?
Yeah. GoPro. Yeah.
GoPro with like a fisheye lens.
Yeah, fisheye lens. Yep.
Yeah, you guys cooked on that video, man. You guys definitely always seem like you're having a great time creating music videos.
Yeah,
it's
for
so
sure,
cool
for sure.
To see like SYEKO and you in music videos from way back.
Oh
when.
Yeah.
You even had something on your Instagram that it's like really, really old footage of you, young as shit. You know, and I forget the track. You know which video I'm talking about? I know SYEKO had commented like, do not delete this video ever.
Oh, I think I do.
The second clip was a kid with a basketball. You know, something like that. It might have been you. Let's find it.
Is it on Instagram?
It is on Instagram. And I thought it was really cool because I like to see that from people. You know, you like to see the development as an artist, you know, and be able to reflect so far back to see where you came from, the people you were chilling with. Is this one it? Yeah, this is it.
Oh yeah, Changes. Yeah. That was yeah. That's a fan favorite for sure. I put a collage together of just old clips of like when I was younger, you know what I mean? And a lot of people liked and commented and shared because they seen themselves in it from like those were basketball practices, times at a park where some people don't necessarily make music, but they've always been around and been out and like, you know what I mean, showed support. So it was like they was like, yo, this is like it brings nostalgia of like, because PYC is like it goes by like your age. So like a lot of people, like my older brother, he played for PYC. So it's like you see PYC, it's like, oh, I remember when I played rec basketball. Like it's those times where you like you kind of forget because you're like, you know what I mean? You're busy with life.
So fast,
yes,
bro.
it does.
Life moves so
it's
fast.
just a little nostalgia. I'm definitely never gonna forget that video.
Especially as an artist, you know, like it's so cool. You know, we go back and we watch the Middleman Podcast videos. We listen to our audio and we look at that stuff and we're like, damn, like we were really butt cheeks. But you know, nonetheless, like throughout this entire experience, you always see that there was a smile on my face. Yeah. You know, there were smiles in your face in that video. So it's like, okay, like he's having a good time and he's living his life and he's really building it for himself, man.
That's what it's all about.
You're well on your way, man. I want to talk about some of the tracks here that I got picked out. So like I said, I would say that you create a sound. There's two to three different vibes to you. One is more like acoustic, really chilled, singing. Very Juice WRLD heavy influenced.
Yes,
right. I can say that.
Yeah, you can. Okay. He's the GOAT to me.
And it's definitely like, guys, if you like Juice WRLD, I'm telling you, check out my guy Lil Shipuden here because
you got the sound, bro. You got that exact. If that's what you were gunning for, bro, you got it. You got it, 1,000%, man. So some of the songs that I picked were right here. We got the Phases music video. You know, that was a Phases music video. We already talked about that. Going Through It with SYEKO.
Yeah.
And then one of my personal favorites here, this is the one that I just found this morning, was Hope with Kid Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, Hope with Kid Moon.
Yeah.
And that music video is stunning. It's stunning. It's sick.
Yeah.
Where were you? If you don't want to, if you want to gatekeep that location, I get it.
Nah. Dude, we were in Philly. Scum actually knew about the location. He put us on. We were in Graffiti Pier, I believe, in Philly.
Graffiti
Pier. Yep.
Okay.
You can look it up on Google. It's nuts. We were only in one section, so like there was a whole other side where other people were. There was someone there actually graffitiing while we were there. So I'm sure I can imagine what it looks like now. It's been so long.
Yeah.
It probably got new, or it could be shut down. Like I don't know, but like it was like it wasn't something that was like hidden. Like kind of like it was you walk through a pathway and they kind of got like little. You see graffiti. Once you start to see graffiti, you know you're getting close, basically. So and it was just such a good experience.
Dude, you got all the way atop this building, like
that was.
You guys are sitting there. It's a beautiful day. Did you have a drone for that?
Yeah,
man, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, it was a great time, man. It was a little nerve wracking getting up those climbing up there, but it was definitely worth it. It made the vid for sure, like 100%.
What do you have to say about that song in particular? Hope.
Man, it was. I think that was like the peak of where I was really getting into the bag of like, yo, I could like that was the song that was like shocking people because of the vocals of how like if you hear that song like the ending hook, the vocals are like really high and like I'm really like you could really hear my voice
harmonizing and everything.
Yeah. So I feel like that was like the standpoint of like, yo, he could. Like he's not just a rapper or just a guy who could just rap. You know what I mean? He can. That showed my versatility. Yes. I feel like for sure.
Agreed, man. Agreed. And take a note in that music video. I did see you playing the guitar as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to play guitar, sadly.
But
I was pretending for the video. Kid Moon does know how to play guitar. Though it was actually his guitar. He said, just make it look like you know how to play guitar.
You look like you're playing. I'm like, so you play instruments, huh?
Yeah, I would love to learn how to play guitar. Like, I plan on learning a couple instruments, like piano and guitar, are like the number 1 and 2 that I want to learn before I die. Or like, you know,
what other avenues within the music industry, the music business, do you really want to learn for yourself?
I would,
like producing, engineering, anything like that? Or you want to just focus so much on the artistry?
I feel like for now, I want to focus on the artistry because I see how much time it takes with the producing and learning a lot of stems and being self-taught if you don't really go through schooling and just YouTubing a lot. So I do want to start learning how to record myself, but I think the main thing I would want to learn is making beats. Like having an ear, just if I could make my own beats.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
YouTube University, bro. YouTube University. I'm a graduate, 10-time graduate. I got my master's and my doctorate from YouTube University. It was free $99, believe it or not. The only college in America that is free.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we got Hope and that song, like I'm telling you guys, these sounds, that's a sound, bro. I love it. Absolutely love it. But my top favorite song that is intertwined with that sound that you bring to the table has to be New Day.
New Day.
It's a new day.
And I still feel the attach. Yeah. I like that one too. Yeah. I made that one not too long ago. I was feeling the vibe. I have a friend that passed away. Okay. So like it started to go into like heartbreak, and then I started thinking about him. So it kind of like led to like just what I was feeling that day. Like in the song, like I still think about giving this up, but I do it for you, so I can't. I'm not talking about a girl. I'm talking about like my boy Bryce, like that passed away. Like rest in peace, his soul. But he was like a best friend to me. Like I'm talking, I would be no food when I was going through still being in high school and being kicked out. I didn't really have food, didn't really have a ride to school because my address is my address at my house, not my address to the person's house that I'm living at. So he would always pick me up, take me to school, make sure I got to school. He got free breakfast. He would be like, yo, bro, one thing about me, if I'm eating, you eating. You know what I mean?
That's
he was one of those
yeah.
type of guys. So, and he passed away sadly to an overdose. And, you know, there's times where just, I'm in the stew and like he would come to the stew with me. He was a bigger guy and like he worked out and he told me when I blow up, he wants to be my security. So it was like, I'm like, yeah, I will definitely hire you to like, I will definitely hire you to be my security. So like, it was just, it's always been love with him. And it was that song really was like, it was going to be one of those melodic, sad heartbreak songs. But then like, I just felt him. So it turned into that. And I just kept it, you know what I mean? I didn't want to switch anything. And it came out how I like it, you know what I mean?
It came out really good, bro.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of my top favorite songs. That was the first song that made it to the playlist from Lil Shipuden.
Yes.
New Day.
Love that.
And I have heard of Bryce. May he rest in peace. SYEKO had made a song 66.
Yes.
About Bryce, man. How crazy is it? Full circle right now.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's tune in to Tea Time real quick. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. So cheers to Tea Time.
Cheers.
Mr. Shipuden, let's do it. I dropped this. It's got crazy dents, but it didn't explode. You ever drop something and kick it to try to break the fall and it doesn't break the fall?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
I thought I was messy.
Man.
Good old Arizona.
Oh yeah, this hits.
That's a good one right now.
This hits. What's your favorite?
My favorite is a black and white.
Okay.
But they didn't have it in the store today, so I chose this one.
All right.
Yeah. I drink a lot of these, man.
Yeah.
I gotta get the ones with the less sugar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be quite honest and 100% transparent, bro. I barely finish a can nowadays because of like how much I drink it. You know, because of like the show. Like I only drink like maybe half of it, and I'm like, all right, I'm over it. I don't need to drink the rest of it.
Understandable.
Anyway, here's the teapot. Welcome to Tea Time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by. Pick one question.
Okay.
Read it aloud or pass it to me. We see what we got for today.
What legacy do I want to leave?
There we go.
That's a good one.
The Tea Time question of the day is: what legacy do you want to leave? Hit that bell for me one time, please. Bang. What legacy do you want to leave, my boy Shipuden? We'll start with you.
I feel like I want to leave a legacy similar to Juice WRLD's in the sense of I really believe in the 999.
What is a 999?
It's basically turning, 666 is supposed to be the evil number. Right. So flip that over, it's 999. So it's basically turning anything negative and bad in your life and turning into something good, positive. And that's kind of like how my life is, you know what I mean? Growing up, going through foster care, like I said, I'm taking that and putting in some music to make something better out of my life. So you know what I mean? And that's really what I want to leave behind. Like just to let people know that they can do whatever they want. They put their mind to, work hard and just be consistent. You know what I mean? Just
with this podcast, how many people know what we've spoken about in the beginning of the show? Do you think a lot of people know that about you, or think only the people who are close to you know about
I feel like a lot of people from Parkland School District do know.
Yes.
About
you have a worldwide fan base.
I don't think my fan base necessarily like the people that like I get listens from like Philly and like Miami, and I don't think they know. You know what I mean? I should probably start speaking on it and like so they know more about me as like a personal type of thing, so I can connect more with them. But yeah, I don't think they know. Like I don't really speak on it too much.
Well, I'm glad to be giving you this podcast, your first podcast experience.
Yeah, first podcast.
On it for real, because I'm shocked that you haven't been on any other podcast, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have a great way of presenting yourself. You have a good sound, and I don't know, maybe there's just no other podcasts around this area, but there's a Middleman. So maybe that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
But with everything that we're speaking on, this is why I love doing what I do, because like there is a person behind the artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That is exactly what we are, unveiling to your fan base, to the people watching, listening, for you to be able to talk about how you grew up and where you're going, where you're at now, and people are gonna watch this interview, when you're up there, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, his legacy. He really wanted to leave that that imprint on the world."
Yeah.
And as you grow in your musical career, it's gonna be happening, bro.
Yeah.
It's all legit, So to hear it coming now, that's what you want to do. A few years later, when it happens, you're gonna be looking back at this and be like, "Damn, man, I'm achieving my legacy right now. This is exactly what I wanted to do." So I like that, man. What was my legacy? What legacy do I want to leave? I want to leave the legacy. Like I always want people to like kind of have this thought of me as a really solid dude, bro. Just a really solid dude.
Sure.
Like, I'm sure people will talk bad about me. Some people will, but for the most part, it's like, nah, Kevin's like a really good dude, bro. If if he did you wrong, then you must have did something really odd, because I'm not one to like, do someone wrong. Like, I don't want to leave a legacy of being an asshole. I had an experience this week that made me want to do a move that would have made me an asshole, right? And I was ready to go, bro. I was fired up. It was Monday. I was fired up, and I was waiting all day for this day to come. And then the day came, and then it's like I took it an extra step further to be even more an asshole, right?
Yeah.
And then I got in the car, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. So, it's just like I want to leave that legacy of just, all around Kevin Martinez, a middleman, solid dude, great energy, great spirits always, and that's, I think we're achieving that. I think
for sure. You definitely are.
Keeping it up. So that's my legacy. Michael, do you have a legacy that you want to leave? Michael's like half asleep right now, by the way, guys. He had like a crazy night last night. He was a rager.
It's true. A legacy I would leave. Honestly, if I create whatever I want to create and people break it down, I feel like I would hit my goal. That's all I wanted, people to like dissect my stuff and enjoy it and really be entertained.
That's epic.
Brilliant mind, that guy right there, man. Although he's half asleep, he's always awake. All right. With that being said, everyone, cheers to Tea Time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. All right, let's talk about the other side of Lil Shipuden here, of the music, the artistry that I hear, man. I have right here. High energy, solid, solid.
Appreciate it.
Multi-talented. But dude, all right. So the first one, probably a fan favorite, maybe because of the sample. Do you know which one I'm gonna go with? It's a HOT-TEC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Bobby Shmurda. Yeah. The Bobby Shmurda sample. Yeah. With Bandman.
Yeah. Bandman.
Yeah. That's definitely my most popular song right now. For sure.
I fuck with that song.
Yeah.
When you created that song, did you think it was going to be well received by the public? Did you have high expectations for it?
I hoped, but Bandman's an amazing artist. He never fails to like deliver. So I knew he was going to send some tough shit. I just didn't think it was going to be that tough. And especially coming from like being around here, like that beat was like really big when I was in high school. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like,
we all know the dance.
Yeah.
We all know the dance.
We were doing it last night. Like, so it was amazing. He's really cool. Like he's not one of those people in the industry that are like too Hollywood or too big to reach out, or like he's a really good guy.
How'd you make that connection?
I reached out to him.
Okay.
On
and where's he based out of?
He's in Jersey.
Okay.
Newark.
Newark.
Yeah, Newark, New Jersey. Yeah, that's where he's from. He does more like the Jersey club vibe. He's really popular for that. So like to hear this, a little different side of him, like it definitely. I know people are like, yo, we don't really get to hear this side of like Bandman. So, but he snapped. He definitely did his thing, and I just wanted to match energy.
I fuck with that one. And then you also have Neon Galore, which I believe is one of your newest tracks that came out to date.
Yeah.
Neon Galore, man, that one is super solid. Tell the people about that song. What were you trying to portray? It's a unique name too.
Yeah. So it is. I was in the studio and I was actually with Jake when I made that song. It was kind of like the last song out of my session. I like to like go with like beats that I have from my producer, and then I'll YouTube a beat at the end of it just to like try and see if I could just rip and freestyle. So that whole
like
song,
a run and gun.
Yeah. That whole song was like, it was a punch in, punch off freestyle. So I was just feeling the vibe. Like I like jerk beats. Like you could just like, you know what I mean? Just the beat just going. And that one was actually sampled by Black Beatles, by Ray Shermer, the Black Beatles.
Okay. Yeah.
That girl is a real culprit. Yeah, that was, so like, that was a throwback. And I love Ray Shermer. Like that was like one of the,
so who are like some of your samples here are heavily influenced by a lot of artists. You know, who are some of the artists that heavily influenced you other than Juice WRLD?
I would say definitely, like I said, Ray Shermer was when I was younger, and like No Type, No Flex on, all those are like the bangers. Yeah. Trippie Redd.
Okay. Yeah.
Really heavy influence on Trippie, especially with the melodic and just how he carries himself. Juice WRLD's artist, the Kid Laroi.
Laroi, yeah.
I fuck with the Kid Laroi heavy.
I recently started listening to Kid Laroi, bro.
Yeah.
I had this misconstrued conception of him, of like his sound and stuff. And I was wrong. I was like, oh, this guy's fucking dope, man. He makes great music. Dude.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. I love his music. And I would say Lil TEC was another one of those like in my alley of like I would love to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. You're well on your way. You know, you also have the one song Small Circle Freestyle.
Yes.
Tell me about that song because that's got some pretty unique people on there. It's you and SYEKO, correct?
Yeah, me and SYEKO on that one. We actually made that song in Scranton a year ago. It was New Year's. It was like a New Year thing. It was like, everyone talking about nobody changing. Yeah. Fuck it. I got the same plan with my game. We gonna maintain it. It was just on some like new. It was probably like the day after New Year's or whatever. And it was just like that was the first bar that came to my head. Like this new year. Everyone always says they got New Year resolutions of, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do that. But it never really, I'm guilty. You know what I mean? It never happens. But it was like, no more New Year. We had the same plan we had last year. Let's just keep going for it. You know what I mean? So that's how that came about.
I like that, man. I really do enjoy that you and SYEKO are like homies, that you have all these people you work with that I've met. Sure. You know, I think it's really cool to see that, man. 1,000%. Now, where was I going to go? Because I had a really great question. Now I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, there we go. We got it. Debut album. Okay, so if you go on Lil Shipuden's, I go on Spotify. I'm a Spotify guy. You have a number of singles, a boatload of singles. There's a handful of songs that you've been featured on. Your YouTube, it's a little bit of a search, but you can find all this stuff if you just type in his name, probably put the word music video after it. It'll pull up. I guarantee that. But debut album, there's one album on your profile, but it's a collab album with SYEKO called Revenge.
Yep.
Okay. But now you had just mentioned earlier that you're creating your own album.
Yeah.
Right? Would you consider this your debut album?
Yeah, that would be my first actual like solo album. SYEKO will be on that. I can guarantee you that. But it won't be like our collab type of, where it's just me and him every song type of vibe. It'll be more like, might have some singles, might have some with him, might have some with other guys in the group. Maybe some big name features.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working with, I just got a song done with Herb 4K. He's a underground artist. He won a Song Wars on Blackboy Max's stream. Yeah. He's underground, but like he's up and coming. Like he's tapped in with Jace. I don't know if you know like Jace and like the underground scene, but they're doing their thing. He's out. I don't even know where he lives, but I reached out to him, found him out like last summer, and we have similar sounds, but he's like very, very more melodic and just like he's a good artist. So
what's the premise of this debut album? Is there like a theme or a story being told through it?
It's gonna be called Love Is Pain.
Okay.
And it's basically gonna be a mixture between rock and love songs and like, that's the vibe. That's the most I can say. It's going to be rock and love songs, but it's going to be more of like the type of songs that are also sad, but you can also like just, he's spitting real stuff, but the beat is upbeat, you know what I mean? Or the beat makes you want to bop your head.
Do you have an idea as to how many tracks are going to be on this album?
For the album, I feel like I want to do 9.
Okay.
Just to do keep the 999, but I feel like it may be a little too short for an album. But I think honestly, albums shouldn't really be that long because people's attention spans tend to cut off. Yeah. So I think 9 is actually pretty sturdy for like your 9 best songs that you album worthy songs. I feel like that would do better than me giving you guys 24 songs that are I kind of like it, I kind of don't. You know what I mean? And
you could also make a deluxe.
And then another 9. That's 18. You know, now you're thank you. You know,
I got you, man. No, I'm looking forward to the album. What's the ETA? Do you have anything?
I keep postponing it, but I think a confirmed date probably would be sometime. I'll say sometime in July for sure. Sometime in July.
Be on the lookout for Love Is Pain.
Love Is Pain.
Love Is Pain by Lil Shipuden coming out hopefully in July.
Yeah.
And if not, bro, either way, you still got the singles. You got multiple singles that you're dropping, on a consistent basis.
For sure.
So just follow him as an artist, and I guarantee you'll probably
always
find
dropping
something you like, man.
Every other Friday, if not every Friday, for sure.
Well, let's talk about the next big thing coming up. You have 2 exciting shows coming up, do you not? Or did you already do the one that?
Yeah, I already did one. You did one
in New York.
Yeah.
How'd that go, bro?
It didn't go as planned.
Okay.
Had a couple issues. we made the best out of the situation though. So we shot like a couple of videos. The headliner of the show actually ended up in the hospital later that night. Shit. So
who's the headliner of the show?
Dave Blunts.
Yeah. Maybe he
so
get up from the couch.
Wish him a healthy recovery. He's actually still in there, I think. So that's he's been doing better though. He's been trying to get healthy. He definitely has. I see that he's trying, but he's a big guy.
We hope it's not too late.
Yeah,
for real. You know, I mean, like, listen, man. Me personally, I'm not a fan, but that's neither here nor there. You know, I'm not says all, bees all in ears and music and stuff like that. Bro. But nonetheless, for you to be able to get on a bill like that, man, is monumental.
Yeah, you want to know what's crazy is that Juice WRLD's first agent was the guy who reached out to me.
Really?
Yeah. I was skeptical. I'm like, there's no way you're Juice WRLD's first agent. You know what I mean? But he had receipts. So I went on his Instagram. He's got Trippie Redd in his comments, liking his post. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Wow. So I go down and there's a document on the bottom. His name is Big Bryce. What a coincidence.
Wow. That's wild.
You can look at him on Instagram. At the bottom of his post, he's got a document with Juice WRLD that says, will be referred to with Jared Higgins as musician and his name as agent. So I said, how, what? Like, meeting Juice, like being around Juice. I was like, asking him questions. He was like, he said, dude didn't even realize how famous he was. And like, kind of like, wow, like how humble of a guy he was. You know what I mean? And he's like, I said, that's crazy. And he was like, yeah, he was a great guy. So.
And then so he found you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He found me. Yeah. He reached out. He commented on one of my posts. He was like, this is fire. And then he's like, bro, I got an opportunity for you if you want to lock in. And I was like, hell yeah.
Wow, man. Yeah, you're a go-getter, man. This is a great year for you, man.
Yeah,
so you had that first show.
Yeah.
And although it may have not gone how it was expected, nonetheless, you're still out there. You're still putting your name out there. And I'm sure you got your flowers while you were out there.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the music. How long was your set?
Well, the thing that happened was when we got there, he was on his way from Mexico to New York. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I didn't know that you're not like, I already had me, Scum, and a couple of my boys already coming out. So I'm like, all right, we're already here. I didn't know he wasn't already there. He sent me his pin location and he's still in Mexico. And I'm like he's probably not gonna make it at this time. But like I thought, I could still go in. But the thing is, he basically told me that I'm in what does he say? Like, you're a reflection of who you bring. And he's bringing me out. So I can't just go without him and just be there without having someone kind of show you the ropes of how it's going to go. Because sound check was at 5 and it was like 3 and he just had boarded. Damn. So it was like the thing was they didn't have a plane for them. Because he texted me, I was already in the Poconos. He texted me the day before telling me that he's already at the airport and that the flight is being delayed. And then they didn't have a plane for them to get there.
Out there.
So I was like, all right, that's fine. He was still going to make it on time. If anything, he gets there, I have no sound check, but I'm still there rocking out. But yeah, it was just too late of a thing. But he did guarantee me that he'd fly me out to his hometown because, he's already well established and good. So he felt extremely bad, but,
that's life. Things are out of
things happen. And I was upset about it too. Trust me, I was bashed about it, but I was in New York, so I was like, let's shoot a music video. We shot a whole music video in New York to one of the songs Losses that I did at the SYEKO showcase. So it's a win and lose experience. You know what I mean? You learn. Like I said, made the best out of it. Yeah. Don't dwell on it. I had reached out to Dave and let him know that I'm going to be opening for him. And he DM'd me back. He was like lit and liked my message. So it's not like there won't be other opportunities and other times that I'll be able to go out and rock out. It was just, that was the first one that was like, yo, this is about to be lit. Like I'm getting my foot in the door. And we got the one coming up, so I'm super excited for. I'm gonna rock out.
What are we talking about?
Come on,
we're talking about Atmosphere
Come
Music
on.
Festival, man.
Yeah.
Lil Shipuden locked in 2025 Atmosphere Music Festival, bro. Yes. You're in the middle of the pack. I think you're in the perfect spot, man. I think the numbers, the people, the hour that you're gonna be going up, bro. I think you're really gonna rock out, man. And I'm excited to see you do that, bro. I really am.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be a fucking monumental stage. Crazy ass fucking house, man. Let's sell that bitch out.
That's for sure. Bro.
So
for sure.
I'm excited for Atmosphere. I'm glad that you're a part of it, man. We were ecstatic to have met you and see you perform at Synergy, because that was a thing that Atmosphere was, looking out for when we were there. We were like, yo, let's look out for people who we think would fit our bill.
That's what's up.
And definitely your name came up. Like, I think your name even came up before. Like, we even went in there just because we were checking out all the pages and stuff like that. We have to.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, you rocked the stage. You did a fantastic job. In August 2nd, 2025, Lil Shipuden is going to be there.
Will.
Full energy, and so is SYEKO, man. Yeah. So I'm excited to see what the hell
we might even like do some songs together. Like Small Circle might just...
It's a possibility.
Come on, guys.
We have those opportunities established for you guys, man. I think it'd be kick-ass to see it happen.
Yeah.
Man. So eternally grateful. Super glad that you were a part of Atmosphere 2025, bro. We're going to rock that stage. You're going to kill it. And I hope we deliver on our promise to give you the experience that we are trying to build here, bro. But with that being said, we're getting towards the tail end of the show here. Okay. So if there's anything you want to say to the people watching at home, I like to give the floor to my guests before they go.
All right.
This is your time.
I would like to say thank you to you for this amazing opportunity. That's first and foremost. I appreciate this. Like you said, this is my first podcast. So hope we have many more. And it's just been a great time. To the people out there, I want to say thank you to everyone that's supporting me and been with me on this music journey. I like to say just continue to look out for me and support. I appreciate it. We're definitely going to reach the top. Continue to be yourself. And, I was struggling, didn't really know if I wanted to continue doing music. And it was like, I realized once you try and make music seem more like a chore and not have fun with it, it's not the same. So like I literally wrote in my notes and to remind myself, this is like, because I always go to write music in my notes. It's like the front of my notes. Like, this is not a chore. Like, this, have fun with it. Stop taking it so serious. Because when I take it so serious, I stress myself out. So, I just want to say I'm just really, really like, appreciate this and appreciate my fans and everyone that shows love to me. So I believe anyone like can do whatever they want, for real. Like, I want me to be like living proof of that. So when I'm up and they know my story, they know all the things I've been through, all that doesn't matter. Like it's like, even the boys that I do music with, I tell them all the time, like, we're all in the same race, just at our own pace. You know what I mean? And like, I was just talking to my boy Jet and I was like, bro, we're all running. And it's like, if I see you guys starting to slow down, I'm not finna cross that finish line. I'm gonna come back. Yo, come on, let's go. Let's keep running. And I want you guys to do the same for me. If I start to slow down and you guys feel like you're about to pass me, be like, yo, Putin, keep running. Like, let's go. We almost there. You know what I mean? So it's like, as soon as you got a group of people that love and support you, don't let go of that. Life is way too short. So just stay true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't try and impress nobody. And that's it.
Well said, brother. Well said, man. You guys are definitely well on your way, man. I like how you said that. I'm not going to cross the finish line. I'm going to go back and be like, yo, come on, let's go. Let's go. It's all about love. You got a great support group. You got a lot of people following you and supporting you all the way to the top, bro. I'm glad to hear where you came from, where you're going, UVT, all of that, man. It's been quite the experience here. So I appreciate you, first and foremost, for coming out all the way to the Middleman Podcast. You're a great dude, and we're going to do some monumental things in August and definitely in the future. So with that being said, everyone, I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, signing out.